Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Reagan. I filmed this video way back in June. It is now October and I'm finally getting around to editing this. This started out as reading books out of my comfort zone, but quickly turned into get me the hell out of this reading slump, and then turned into just a reading vlog. So I hope you enjoy whatever I filmed back in June, and let's just get into it. Good morning. This might have to be one of the worst intro spots lighting wise that I've ever filmed in. Today we are going to be starting a reading books out of my comfort zone video because I am in a very intense reading slump. I need to escape. I'm being held hostage in a reading slump and I need to get out. It's summer. This should be the time where I'm reading my most. I'm reading my least. I haven't read in probably a week and it's getting really bad. If I wasn't reading and my screen time was staying the same consistently, I'd be more okay with it. But my screen time is crazy high right now. We're gonna be trying to jump out of this reading slump by reading books that are out of my comfort zone. I have quite a few options here and we're gonna go through them really quick. This is my little stack. There's actually a quite a big stack. I have a few audiobooks and I think we're gonna be trying to get through at least 3 today. Not today specifically today, but like this week. Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I have the audiobook to this. I have about 2 weeks to read it, so not super high on my TBR list. It is like a literary fiction about the publishing industry, something I'm not as comfortable with reading. I'm not a huge literary fiction person. I've heard really good things. The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, another literary fiction. This one has a lot to do with like books and stories. I think there's like a librarian in here or something like that. This is actually an audiobook that I have due in 2 or 3 days maybe. So this is going to be definitely the first one that we pick up. It's not super long and it definitely won't take me that long, but I do want to finish this before the audiobook hold relapses because then I have to wait like 8 weeks. We have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is another audiobook option I have. It has about I think 8 days on it, so we have some time here. This one's like I think a little depressing. It might not be the best thing to read in a reading slump. My 2 physical options, which are Bunny by Mona Awad. This is a book that is like kind of cultish and I have an intense interest, not intense, but I'm very interested in things that have like cult, like media with cult in them, just because I find it so fascinating. I have heard such good things about this that I really would like to read it. It's not that long, but like reading something physically right now is my big issue, so we're gonna hopefully get to this, but we'll see. And then the last one is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. This is a literary fiction kind of about Greek mythology-ish. These are all my options for the week. I'm gonna try and get through 3, but if it's not working and it's not pushing me out of my reading slump, we'll see how this video goes. But we're definitely going to start with The Wishing Game today. Okay, I haven't updated you in like quite some time, so I'm gonna set you down and I'll give you a little update because it's been a few days and I'm now at the beach. Video is going to be changing because it started out as reading books outside of my comfort zone and it has turned into get me out of a reading slump because I tried to read those other books that I have and it's not working. I did finish the book that I started. I forget what it's called right now. It was good-ish. I rated it 3 stars. Fun audiobook vibes, but like I was not attached whatsoever, and the only thing getting me through it was that I had to finish the audiobook loan. The Midnight Library audiobook expired because I didn't read it in enough time. And Yellowface I still have some time on, but I'm gonna definitely try and get through that in this video because I think that one might help me, but I'm trying to get out of my reading slump. So I've started Off to the Races by Elsie Silver and I got like probably 10 pages into that, could not get into it. I'm still in the middle of Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, cannot get into it. So I was like, maybe I need to switch from light fluffy romances to a dark romance or something darker. So I just started on my Kindle Her Soul to Take and I made it to chapter 2, which is more progress than I've made in any of the books so far. So it's looking promising and I'm like hooked. I do have a long car ride tomorrow because I'm driving home. I might start one of my audiobooks in there, but I'm trying to shock myself out of like this reading slump by reading different genres. So next we have dark romance because I was like, maybe I need something to just grip my attention and like instead of focusing on the characters, I'm kind of like shocked and surprised and everything. So we're reading this. I'm on chapter 2. I'm liking it so far. Very like cult vibes, which I always eat up. Guess I'll update you tomorrow if I start another book, but like I've started so many books at this point that it's kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna sit here and try and get to page 50 of this book. If I can get to page 50, I'm gonna be proud of myself. I'm on page 11. queens, here's what's going on. I was reading Her Soul to Take. I got to page 80, so we're actually doing pretty good on that. But I got distracted and I started another book and then finished it, which was Yellow Faced by R.F. Kuang. I was reading on audio, so I fully believe that audiobooks count as reading, but when I'm in a book slump, audiobooks do not equate to being out of the book slump because I can gobble these up in a day. I'm still in a book slump. This I listened to while I was driving, while I was doing laundry, and I just happened to finish it. I don't know. Does that make sense? Audiobooks, yes, they are fully reading, but when I'm in a book slump, an audiobook does not equate to me reading a physical book. Like, it doesn't take the same mental energy and exertion, so it doesn't mean I'm out of my book slump. I rated it a 3.5. I actually really enjoyed it. The discussion around racism and the publishing industry and cancel culture, it was very nuanced. I really enjoyed reading from our main character's POV because she was so obviously prejudiced and so obviously a terrible, unreliable narrator who was not self-aware in the slightest and very narcissistic and selfish. But I enjoyed being in that point of view for this story because I thought it added a lot of layers to the book, if that makes sense. I definitely think I liked the twist and the change in genre. This one, I was still like gripped and held throughout, so maybe I'm craving another change in genre. I don't know. I have another audiobook I could pick up or like a literary fiction. That's Dear Edward. I actually don't know what this is about in the slightest. It's like historical, I think. Oh, it's about the survivor of a plane crash. Not really sure what this is about, but I might pick this up. But I also really want to keep reading Her Soul to Take today on my Kindle. I think I'm too antsy. I think I can't physically sit down and read, so maybe this will be good for me in a way, but I also want to batch film a few videos, so me reading 2 hardcovers in a row, that's crazy. We'll see how I feel and what I end up doing, but I am still in the trenches, guys. I'm still down bad for this book slump. That was not correct slang usage at all. I'm also very hungry and I'm craving mac and cheese, so I might go buy Annie's mac and cheese to make because I really want it. We'll see what I end up doing, but I'll keep you updated whatever it is that I do, and just know it's still not going very well.